Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host, Tom Kwei here. Today we are reviewing Versus. You may have seen this film being promoted heavily of late. It is UK Battle Rap's first ever feature film, and I'll say straight off, it's fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I saw it about 3 hours ago or so at the time of us recording this. Saw it in Reading with my girlfriend. I mean, she's kind of a long-suffering adjunct to battle rap, and even she enjoyed it. So today we are going to go through the movie, and it's not just going to be myself, it's going to be Jasper as well. Jasper, how's it going, man?
It's very good, thank you. I'm really looking forward to this.
All right, so I mean, just before we get into the movie itself, yourself as a fan, around since 2012, you've been into this thing, right?
Yeah. So I watched Gemini versus Raptor as my first battle, and then basically went on the sort of whirlpool hole of watching like thousands of battles, one after another, as I'm sure most fans do. Yeah, and that's where it all started. I actually. When I was 16, I pretended to be 18 and got in as a cameraman to Checkpoint 4.
Right.
Yeah, that was my first experience of a live event. I remember actually emailing you beforehand, being like, "Do you have any tips? I'm so scared." Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Well, let's talk about Versus, because a lot of people, I'm sure, want to see what we think. And I do want to urge people on the off, do go see this movie. We are...
Definitely.
We're not going to necessarily get into spoilers. We're going to give all our opinions on the film. There's a few things, plot-wise, that I don't really want to give away, and, blah, blah, blah. You can read about those if you want. But, for the most part, we're just going to sort of dissect it. And let's just talk general opinions. How did you feel when you left the cinema?
I felt really, enthused. I felt like that was a really brilliant representation of battle rap, which is something that I haven't seen since bloody 8 Mile, and that's, hardly a representation of modern battle rap. Yeah. And I was so happy about it.
I really felt exactly the same. I felt it was kind of a juggling act here between portraying battling in an interesting light, which they did really successfully, and having a compelling narrative at its core. And whilst it is maybe a little bit, cliche to a certain point about the kid going through the foster homes and finding redemption through an art form or something like this. And this is something they prod within the film. They do discuss this. I felt it was done with such duty and such care, and it was quite inventive in places. And across the board, the performances...
spectacular.
Yeah.
Shotty was
oh my God.
So good. How amazing was that he can actually act as well as rap? What fucking can't he do?
I mean, Shotty has some one-on-one scenes with the main character mostly of Adam, who Connor swindles, again, gives a really intense... brilliant performance, and I think all the characters, along with the foster mom to his actual mom to the care worker to Michaela, there wasn't really a duff note for me.
I mean, I would say that the one person that I didn't like as much as the other people was Miss Rhymes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I found slightly annoying, if I'm being completely honest.
Right.
But that is, the one exception. And she was not bad. She was quite good, actually. But, I think in comparison to the spectacular performances given by some of the other people, I that's the one I would single out as the weaker one. But nevertheless, still epic in every single way.
Yeah. I had my BRR hat on as I was watching the film. I was looking for any sort of Easter eggs, or references.
Did you see Crafty in the crowd?
I saw Crafty in the crowd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and Shuffle's terrible name.
Yeah, word physics.
Word physics, yeah, that's in my... Oh my God, I remember laughing so hard.
Because, Shuffle battles Shotty, we should say. Which is something you never thought you'd see on cam. And Shotty, as a performer, his snarl, his villainy, it was wonderful.
That's when he's at his best, 100%. I think some moments, he's sort of walking around like caricature evil guy, but when he's rapping, you just get this full, power of him and his performance, and it's really amazing to watch.
Yeah, and I should say as well, on my sort of trivia hunt, in the pretty much the final scene, which is the peer battle between Shotty and Adam. I mean, we're calling him Shotty Slaughter. He's called in the thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
why did he pick that name?
in my view, I don't know how you felt about this, Jasper, but I'm really into cinematography, mise en scène in battles, Avo, Bagnall, John Doe. The way people make these things look. I would say the final scene, which is the peer battle, is one of the best looking battles I've ever seen. It was choreographed in such an intimate, compelling way, and when it pans out and you see the you see the mother, you see the mother there and everything like that. But just in the way it captured the art itself, I thought it was electric. I thought, because this is something where we've got a real budget, a real artist behind the camera, and it just did such justice to it.
Yeah, definitely, and you really got the impression that there was this sort of tension between the two of them, but also you got the sort of restrained aspects of it. Like, they weren't going to fight that time. And I think you do get that impression quite a few times in some of the more aggressive battles. Yeah. And I think it really captured that aspect of it very well.
Yeah, the battling was very exciting, and I mean, it did kind of take a standard stock thing. Like, you could almost make the movie, but it's not about battle rap. He's into lacrosse or he's into chess, and we just have these moments in between. And battling's just a part of it, and I think battling was solved very well. And I just want to touch on finally, in terms of the miscellany, in the pier scene, someone was rocking a don't flop hat. I don't know if you spotted that.
Did you see Wizard?
Was that Wizard? I thought it was.
Yeah, I'm certain that was Wizard.
Yeah. I was definitely eyeing him up. And some of the music that's played as well.
I
C
remember
major.
C major. Yeah, I was like nodding along to that. Yeah. I got so sad when it cut off midway through.
And
then leg work. Now that leg's over. Olay.
Yeah. Steps over. Crazy.
Steps over.
Yeah. And the some of the merch that he dons, the main character, was Success Division, which is what Shox rocked in his Soul title clash, which I think
I thought I recognised it.
Yeah. Which again, I don't know how all this got in there. I'm guessing and the guys.
Yeah. Also, Project Battle being the league that they battle in, PB.
Oh yeah,
Premier Battles.
Yeah, that's true.
I clocked that on. I was like, that's very funny.
Project Battle, yeah, and I mean, of course, Tony and Jem and all that wrote the bars. They're sort of named as consultants at the end in the credits, as is Rowan, and you see Jem as well. Jem battles.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't get as much screen time as Shuffle, which I thought was very strange.
Yeah,
and Jem was sitting like right in front of me in the audience because we just watched the Cortez battle when I went to go see it on Friday. Yeah, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you saw that live?
Yeah, I was there. I was right next to the cameraman. He kept on blocking my view, but
How was that battle? I didn't get, because obviously I should say for people listening, the battle, in a very cool thing, was live streamed to all the cinemas right at the time.
Yep, first one ever to be done that way. First live streamed battle to cinemas ever. So it's momentous almost. So basically, Cortez rocked up 40 minutes late,
of course,
which was amazing. Of course.
Prepping his bars, no doubt. Like, I can't imagine he was that prepared. Like,
he said he was walking from the train station. I overheard talking about it.
Okay.
And basically that meant that they couldn't do all 3 rounds. They had to compress it to 1 round each. So it was meant to be a 3 1-minute round battle, but got cut down. Mm-hmm. And it was awesome because when he rocked up with Charlie Clips on one side, DNA, Jazz, the Saga, all walking with him in like a squad. And it was really awesome watching them walk up to the stage. Or not really stage, the pit. Yeah. But yeah, it was an electric battle. The atmosphere was amazing. Everyone there was like really into it. It was honestly great. Yeah, definitely.
I should say as well, this was just through sort of years of watching Battle Rap that I noticed when they were leaving the first event afterwards, where Shotty pushes the main character to the ground quite aggressively in the car park. You actually see Eddie in the crowd, and a lot of people know Eddie as being Martin Richards' right-hand man. Martin Richards is the guy at the front of all the battles. Eddie's always with him, so I don't know if Eddie was part of the casting call or just happened to be there. But like Crafty, I'm sure there's people with this. Yeah, there's just these people in and out there. And just
also one more thing. I've got it literally up in front of me in my notes. The guy who's the host, he looks an awful lot like Smack. I kept on getting that because he's got the beard and everything like that. I really did get that impression, and I was really appreciative of it.
Well, there was that one scene when Michaela, it just cuts to them in the old venue and they're bargaining with some guy or something that you see from behind with long hair and a bucket hat, and he looked a bit like but he's only in it for like literally 10 seconds. He says, we can move it.
It was weird. It sort of just cut to it and cut away. Maybe that was her then.
Maybe.
That would be so good.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but I mean, potentially it could have been. But yeah, and Michaela, I want to put, focus on as well. I thought she was a great performer. She's basically a female her, if you will. And
very good.
Her and the main character have great chemistry. And a lot of heavy lifting was done expositionally. So not only I liked how we learned about his past through that book of his life. I thought that was done quite subtly and with nice grace.
You could tell it was the script had been in gestation for a really long time. It wasn't. There wasn't any real big plot holes or really forced elements. Everything seemed to plod along in like a really well paced and well created manner, and I thought that really made the film itself in every way just much better.
Yeah, it did. I mean, because, I went with my girlfriend, as I said, and I was asking her what she felt about the plot and stuff like that, and I think the only thing that necessarily didn't come across for people who wouldn't be giant fans of Battle Rap is, it's mentioned that it's on YouTube, it's mentioned that they have fans and stuff. There's a scene towards the end when, I don't really want to give away the sort of twist or whatever, but when he's on Twitter looking at the aftermath, and there's loads of retweets, so clearly this is quite a popular thing, but you never really got that feel for it. There is a scene as well when Shotty's talking about going to London or getting someone involved in London or something. It would have been good to have one or two things which give us a bit, okay, so this is a channel, these get uploaded, people comment, blah, blah. But that's a very minor, nitpicky thing.
Yeah, he could have been, I don't know, maybe when he was scrolling through that, could have been scrolling through the YouTube comments and see like 50,000 views. I mean, but then again, that's such a minor thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it takes away from the film.
No.
I think even if you just ignore all of that sort of YouTube aspect, it still works as a whole film itself.
Oh no, it definitely does. In its structure. The only other thing, I remember seeing this online ages ago. They were saying the most unbelievable thing about the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies is that he uses Bing rather than Google on his computer.
Oh my god, yeah. The whole fucking cinema erupted when we saw that.
Right.
So stupid.
And the thing in this film, the version of this was, too many girls at events. I mean, that just doesn't happen in real life. It's like the gender ratio is far too equal for true battle.
Yeah, no, but do you see what internet browser is using? It was like web search. That's what it was. Yeah. It's just a lot of little things, but of course you've got to have equal representation.
But a lot of great stuff here, and a lot of nourishing dramatic stuff as well. So it's kind of anchored around him and his mother, and he basically goes back to Southend, and Southend shot great as well. There's an awesome scene when he's coming into the town early on and the neon lights are reflected on the window, and really nice. And when he has the confrontation with the mother in the hairdressers initially, I thought that was a really well constructed scene, an original way of staging it, and it was really satisfying.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that is, again, adds to the whole film itself, because I think it's really well thought out and original. And I think using battle rap in the way it did is really well thought out and original. I think that really sums up the whole film. Yeah.
It wasn't just he battles. It's like, okay, he battles his intro battle, and he sort of chokes or whatever, so they put that into it. The second battle is an on-beat battle, so they mix it up there as well, and they play with the conventions so well. So as I mentioned, he has issues with his mother, and he's still a testy guy, still an on-the-edge guy, and in his first proper battle, mom jokes are used.
My God,
so it's this old stereotype, this old cliche that if they just tried out for the sake of mom jokes, who gives a fuck? But here, in the fact that it's actually antagonising him, was so smart, I felt.
Yeah, really, really, really good stuff. Definitely.
Yeah, it's. I mean, and again, I want to say the writing of the bars is,
and the venues all felt real, and they all looked aesthetically like very authentic and great, honestly, from purely visual standpoint.
Yeah, they did, and just little things as well. Like I was looking at the flyers, the battlers that we don't see. Like there's a battler called Rant, but the A's are 4, and I'm like, where's the deleted scene with Rant?
Maybe that was Tony.
yeah, maybe. I mean, Coerce is mentioned. I think he battles as well. Ronnie, and let's just focus back on Shotty for a little bit as well, because I think acting wise, this guy, you wouldn't know that he wasn't an actor, that this is his first proper role. I think he holds his own, and he's a very intriguing guy on screen.
Yeah, he's got a very strong presence, which I think you can see in his battles.
I mean, that's just him, isn't it? Like,
He's very authentic. A word I've already used about 50 times, but that does sum up the film quite well, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's very dynamic on screen, and you don't get that a lot with stage actors to film actors, because I've worked a lot with stage actors, and I'm shooting film actors now, and so a lot of the things that don't translate on film. Those little nuances add more to film as opposed to stage. Because you can't really see it from the back of the stage, but you can see it on screen, and it really worked for him.
Yeah, and the film zips along. I should say, I think it's like 90 minutes or so.
Yeah, 100 minutes.
Yeah, never felt flabby to me.
No, definitely.
Progressed well. Kind of. There's a lot of battling in it as well. I would say there's about 20-25 minutes of actual battling in this thing.
There's enough battling, which is very important for a battle rap film.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been shit if there's a tiny bit, or they could have gone overkill. But it balances between these elements. I mean, there's a storyline we haven't really even touched upon, like with the main character's burgeoning relationship with another female in the scene. I thought she was great as well. I thought their little scene outside the toilet was really cute.
Yeah, and the jokes were great.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil that, but
no.
That was a very brilliant. That was a good, well-written scene.
Yeah. And
although his sex scene with someone, caused the theater I was in to just start laughing because it was so awkward.
It was a bit.
It just seemed very unnecessary. That made me the one part of the film where I was like taken out of it for a second. I was like, what?
Yeah, but it was nice, and it was so battle rap that the way he gets into this world, the way he meets Michaela in the arcade, and then becomes into battling, etc., he needs a hookup. He needs someone who could supply him with weed, and that is so battle rap.
Yeah. That is definitely.
Clearly, myself and Jasper enjoyed the movie, and I want to say, anyone in the comments, let us know your review, and if you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. It's a fantastic piece of work, certainly worth your time. I'd really be curious to see what people out of this bubble would think. I mean, in The Guardian, for example, Peter Bradshaw gave it 4 stars. I think it's got 86% on Rotten, so it's really being received well.
I was talking to the social media manager for the film, so he came to the live event beforehand, the battle, and he basically said that it's been getting predominantly 4 stars, few 3 stars, but also some 5 stars, which is amazing for a first time or a first genre film. Yeah,
it really is, and I mean, had Ed Lilly on, the director, about a week ago or so. So definitely check that episode out where we discussed the film.
Episode.
Yeah, that was really cool to have him on. And if you listen to this in the future as well, go out and find Versus. It's not in the cinema now. I'm sure it will be on video on demand. Hopefully be on Netflix or any other venue like that. I should say that when I saw it in Reading, I saw it in the 4:30 screening. There were initially 5 of us in the cinema. There was myself, my girlfriend, 2 young guys. 2 young girls behind us, and then an elderly lady at the back. As the film began, the 2 young girls behind us left. I think they were trying to see A Star Is Born, so I think they're in the slightly different environment there. So yeah, it wasn't packed, and I was looking on the UKBR forum this morning, and a lot of people were saying, the screenings weren't that busy, and unfortunately Mark Kermode didn't cover it in his show yesterday, but perhaps he'll cover it next week. And regardless, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that this is a worthwhile piece of entertainment. I think it was brilliant. I was really and like, I don't know about you, but when I was watching the battles as well, I was getting pretty hyped. Like,
oh yeah, I was reacting.
Yeah, I was reacting. Yeah,
properly, just like talk that shit.
Yeah. But there were like ad libs in the film as well. You could hear the crowd talking. It gave it such realism.
Yeah, I think when he said that thing about his mum, or the mum joke started having, he's like, oh, that's too deep, man. That's too deep. I heard someone say that, something like that. Yeah. I thought this film was better than Bodied.
Oh yes, okay. So I haven't seen Bodied myself, but you've seen both. That's interesting. I mean, I never would have anticipated someone to say that just from the initial reactions.
Yeah, I thought this film was better than Bodied. I thought that Bodied had this slightly unpleasant, slightly unlikable air around it. That basically it reveled in the racist aspects of battle rap, which I think in the modern era, is such a small component of it. Of course it's there, but since in freestyle era it was such a huge part of it because you can only go off what you see in front of you. But in nowadays, I think you've got the bar structure and all that sort of stuff, and I personally find that the lyricism aspects of battle rap are the most appealing. But yeah, I didn't like that part of the film. I think it portrayed battle rap as negative in general, and that's not the battle rap that I find. I find that my experience of battle rap is the same experience that the character in Versus has. It's a medium of expression, as I think all hip hop should be. It's how you express yourself.
Yeah, I mean, they talk about it being a big family quite a lot in the film.
Yeah, and I mean, I mean, most of my experience with other people from battle rap is the forum, so it's less a family and more a sort of brawl.
Yes,
but yeah, I can understand that as well.
Yeah, it's very positive. We can only hope for a sequel where Adam goes off to Canada, or various different environments. And
goes to the Philippines.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it bodes well for everyone involved in this film. I think the main guy, Connor Swindles. I think he's been on like Netflix shows and stuff like that, so he's got quite the career ahead of him. But yeah. I think he was brilliant in this. I think everyone involved. I think Michaela as well. Fola Evans was great. Shotty, of course, showed out. And I just want to reiterate, really, if you have the chance to see this film in the cinema in the next week or so, I don't know how long it's going to actually have a shelf life there on the multiplexes. Get out and see it, Jasper. Right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's screening in a lot of cinemas near me. I mean, I'm in London, so there's a lot of cinemas, but a lot of cinemas near me, and I honestly couldn't recommend it more highly for a fan of battle rap. You have to watch it. I'm forcing my mum to see it, and she's like 57, so
right. Well, get out there again, and equally again, if it's in the future, definitely go out and see that. But this has been great talking about the film, man. Is there anything you'd like to promote yourself, or?
No, I mean, what do you think the impact of this would be, of this film? Sorry, this is a question that I really want to ask. What's your opinion of? Because I've got quite a sort of strong opinion of these sort of new things that are coming to battle rap. Drop the mic and roast battle and those sort of things. But what do you think the film's gonna do for battle rap?
Well, I think it's, everyone talks about promoting in different ways, sharing on Facebook feeds, going to different groups, whatever. I think something like this can actually appeal to an untapped market, hopefully. I think people will be interested in this for a variety of reasons. Definitely push you into battle. There's no way you're going to watch this and enjoy it and not want to watch more, and not want to see what it's actually coming from, and knowing that people actually in the scene have written this. So that's what I hope the impact would be, that it would just draw more attention to it. And I hope it would just give fans as well something to celebrate. Like, UK battle rap in general can be quite self-hating, and people get dragged down in the doldrums and the drama and all the bullshit, but this is a magnificent piece of work in many ways. So I hope it makes people realise how brilliant UK battle rap is, and battle rap in general is,
and possibly fall back in love with the whole thing.
Yeah, I think I saw Danny Jack tweet the exact thing, that he was back into UKBR off the back of that. So if you can win someone like the Saviour back, there's hope for us all.
Yeah, Danny Jack was reacting a lot in the film.
He was
loudly.
Yeah,
going brat brat and stuff like that. Yeah. As I remember,
it's it's a witty piece. It's inventive. It's exciting. I found it really compelling. I think it worked on many levels. I'm looking forward to definitely rewatching it, and I need to compare it to Body. And I should say as well, War of the Words, that Tom Worth co-directed the documentary on UKBR, which is kind of more about the 2012-2013 scene. Lots of cool Shuffle O'Mara stuff and various stuff like that when they go to Cali for King of the Dark. That's coming out as well. So it's crazy that these three major projects
all happening at the same time.
All happening pretty much at the same time. I mean,
big thing for battle rap.
Yeah. You occasionally have these, these odd symmetries in things where films on the same topic come out or whatever. But to have three here, and speaking to the director Ed Lilly, he was saying that this script was written far before they even heard about Bod or even had any awareness of it. So
and Summer Madness 8 as well, and the All-Star match. These huge things happening.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah,
they're going to reignite the scene. In fingers crossed.
Yeah. I mean, it's always going to fuck itself up in some way, I'm sure. But no, I mean, this is the best chance we've got. So sorry, any project at all? Any social media for yourself, or?
Well, I'm not really, to be honest.
No, fair enough. Well,
yeah, I'm making films, but they're mainly just for festivals and stuff, as opposed to general release.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, For myself, of course, you can always follow us at battlerapresume. We have the Patreon there, patreon.com/battlerapresume if you want to help support the show. Episodes like this and everything else will go on there first. Next week, I am filming another edition of Live Mastermind at Don't Flop's Reading event, which is taking place on Saturday, the 27th of October. So if you guys are anywhere near Reading, I believe it's like £5 for the card. We've got loads of great battles on the card, including a Don't Flop special of Live Mastermind. We're going to have Mickey Worthless and Lazy Archdeck. It's a 2-on-2. Mickey and Lazy versus Colton Shanks and Sean Delgado, who are both huge mega fans. Obviously, Colton himself is a big battler as well. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to go on the Patreon as well. But if you want to see that live in person, if you've seen the versus Danny one, that's really, really fun to view. Subscribe to us. Leave us a review on iTunes, please, as well. But Jasper, thank you again, man.
Thank you very much for letting me come on. It was a privilege.